Hi everyone, it's Tiffany. Greetings from Hawaii. I am in Honolulu right now and I just wanted to send you some beautiful love and light from the frequency of Hawaii directly to your heart. I've been here just for 2 days and I feel so blessed to be here. The water is so healing, the energy, the prana, everything about Hawaii is just beautiful, and I really wanted to bring some of that frequency to you as well. I've been wanting to talk about Lemuria for quite a while, and it's very funny. I never really found a time to talk about it until lately. I've been getting a lot of messages and signs from the universe saying, hey, remember Lemuria, or Lemuria and Hawaii, and I'm like, interesting. And then all of a sudden I found myself in Hawaii and with this beautiful Lemurian crystal sitting at the coffee table at the Airbnb that I'm staying at. I'm like, I think this is a sign from my spirit guides telling me that it's time to do that video, stop being lazy. So I'm gonna share with you my vision from my Lemurian past life, and I want you to share with me below what your vision was for your Lemurian past life regression as well. And I didn't went and see a past life regressionist. I just was in a deep meditation and the vision came up for me, and I know that the more of us share with each other about the parts and puzzles that we find about Atlantis or Lemuria, we can begin to have a bigger picture of what it really was like back in those ancient civilizations. Lemuria was an ancient civilization that existed on Earth about 20 to 30,000 years ago, and what is known as Hawaii, which is the tip of the mountain, was where Lemuria existed. If you want to connect with your Lemurian self or the Lemurian energy, this is the vortex to be. Mount Shasta is also a very powerful vortex to be if you want to connect with the Lemurian energy as well. Lemuria existed before Atlantis, and from reading the energy, Lemurian's energy is more in the feminine energy. They were very focused on spiritual development, very focused on cultivating love, peace, and harmony, everything. It's very creative, very feminine, watery, nurturing type of energy. Whereas when Atlantis came along, when Atlantis started to arise, it had more masculine energy. It has more, let's think about how we can use earth resources for our development, civilization development. So it's very different energies when it comes to Lemurian and Atlantean energy. They were all part of ancient history on Earth, as human history as well. So I think it's very important for all souls like yourself who's watching this video to tap into your Atlantean self and your Lemurian self, because you will gain a lot more insights on why you have decided to come back to Earth in this lifetime, and it might give you some insights on what is your life purpose, or what are you here to serve humanity with. In Lemuria, I found myself as a healer. I was a female, and to me, I'm very short. I'm like 5'2", but in my Lemurian self I was much taller. I had like long blonde hair, and I wore really long white robes. And the vision started off me walking down the staircase from the mountain. It's almost like there's a cave somewhere in the mountain that you can go down, walk down the staircase to this beautiful crystal cave. And I have an entourage, 2 more healers, also females, that were walking down the stairs with me. And in this beautiful crystal cave, an older Lemurian woman was needing healing, so the 3 of us were performing a healing for her in this beautiful crystal cave. Now, it wasn't only just healing that was going on in the crystal cave. I also saw other people doing meditation. It was a really pristine environment, and the energy in that crystal cave, I just cannot describe it in words. It's very out of this world. The energy is beautiful, it's tranquil. The crystal has its own potent consciousness. The crystal were almost treated like another being on, and I cannot describe it. The crystal themselves don't look at themselves as individual crystal. They are connected to this whole crystalline grid line. And in the crystal cave itself, the crystal are used for many purposes by the Lemurian, for healing, for storing energy, for storing consciousness, for communications. It was just a beautiful sight to be in. I always love to revisit that vision. And I know that some inner earth beings, the extraterrestrial beings in inner earth, are also looking for portals that brings them back to these beautiful crystal caves. In my visions, I won't go into too much details because this video is getting a little long, but all of a sudden, from all the healing, I saw a vision of an invasion. So there were these type of raptor-looking beings that came into the cave and started invading that area of where I was at. And I remember myself getting killed in that vision by some of these raptor beings. And it was really interesting because I was able to sense the grief that I was feeling as my Lemurian self. And at that moment, it made sense why a lot of these clear crystals that I collect would chip or break on me. Because just before I died in that life, I was seeing these beings destroying the cave for their own purposes. They were like harvesting the crystal for their own purposes, and they were breaking the crystal. And because I was so connected to the crystal cave in that lifetime, it broke my heart, and I died in sorrow. And so that past life came up for me for many purposes. Is number one, allow myself to rediscover that I am an old soul, and I'm able to open my Akashic records and relearn the healing abilities that I have already learned in my Lemurian self and bring it back to my current self, so that in my energy healing sessions, I'm not only doing Reiki, I'm also incorporating what I've learned in the Lemurian lifetime into my current energy healing practice. But it's also allowing me to release some of the grief and guilt and sadness that I was feeling at that time. It was like, oh, that's where it's connected from, so this is where I need to look into. And it was just a very illuminating experience, and I would encourage you to also go and explore your ancient lives on Earth. You've been here for many lifetimes as an old soul. So whether it is through your own deep meditation or going to see a spiritual healer or even a hypnotherapist to find out some of your past life, it will expand your consciousness and help you find out your soul purpose or your soul imprint, or why you are the way you are. It gives you just so much more knowledge and wisdom about you as who you are in your current lifetime. So thank you very much for listening to me. I hope that this will be helpful for other people who may have also seen similar visions from their Lemurian past life and able to see this video and go, wow, I'm not the only one who sees crystal caves when I think about Lemuria. So thank you for joining me. Namaste.